Hi, ladies. It is week 7, day 3, May 20th. We are on pages 52 and 53 in your packet today. Our learning target is I can interpret numerical expressions without evaluating them. So I can understand a number expression without actually solving it. So basically what we're going to be doing today is determining if expression A or expression B is greater than, less than, or equal to the other, just by looking at it and determining kind of what is going on and how they relate to one another. So looking at number 2, you may cross off number 1. We do not have all of the information for this one because some of that information was on the first 2 pages of this assignment, so you do not have that. So go ahead and cross off number 1. On number 2, it says without doing calculations. So that's a really big one for today's assignment. You are not necessarily need to do the calculations in order to solve it. You're just going to be using kind of that brain power. So without doing any calculations, explain why the following number sentence is true. So looking at this problem, you have this, we'll call this expression A and this expression B. So we have 14 plus 413 times 7, and that is going to be greater than 6 plus 413 times 7. So we did problems kind of similar to this in the past. I want you to focus kind of on the parenthesis portion, which is 413 times 7. If you notice on each side, those are the same, all right? But on the outside of the parentheses, over here we're adding 14 and over here we're adding 6. So we know that in the parentheses you're going to be getting the exact same answer because you're doing the exact same problem. But on the outside over here, we're adding 14, which is greater than adding 6. So adding 14 gives a greater sum than adding 6 to the same quantity. Oops. So basically, adding 14 to the exact same product is going to give you a greater sum than adding 6 to the same product. So on number 3, let's look at this. Over here, A is going to be, so this one's a little bit different. So this, without doing any calculations, we want to describe how expression A compares to expression B. So expression A has 8 times 41,516 minus 987. So if you notice that this and this are the exact same, but over here we're multiplying 8. So basically what this means is these expressions are the same, but A is going to be 8 times greater than this one because you're multiplying it by 8. So you would say expression A is 8 times greater than expression B. And why that is because we are taking 8 and multiplying it by the same expression. So 41,516 minus 987. So these are the exact same, but this one we're going to multiply by 8, which means it's going to be 8 times greater. Looking at number 4, within the parentheses, you have the same quantity. So it's really important to kind of try and figure out what is the same. So these are the same quantity, but on this one, you are multiplying it by 7, and on this one, you're multiplying it by 22. So because this expression is the same, this one is 22 times greater, this one's 7 times greater. So you're multiplying the same sum by 22 and by 7. And if you multiply something by 22 compared to multiplying it by 7, it's going to give you a greater amount. So this makes this expression larger. So you would want to make sure you're eating that expression. So down here, looking in the parentheses, you'll notice that these are the same, but also looking outside the parentheses, This is also the same. It's in a different spot, but it's you still have the exact same numbers that you're working with. So these would be equal. All right, let's go down and we will do, let's see, let's do number 7 together. So on number 7, I have 418 times 1/4 plus 418 times 1/2. And if I give 1/4 and 1/2 an equivalent denominator, so if they had the same denominator, this would be the same as 2/4 and this would be 1/4. And if I have 1/4 and 2/4 and I put them together, it's going to give me 3/4. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking this problem and I broke it apart. But in all reality, you are taking 418 times 3/4. So expression A and expression B are equal. So you would say expression A is equal to expression B because you're doing the exact same thing. You're taking 418 times 1/4, 418 times 1/2, and adding those together, which is basically the exact same thing as taking 418 times 3/4. All right. On number 6, I want you to think about how you could write this. And I'm going to kind of start it off for you by saying expression blank is 1/4 of expression blank. So I want you to fill in the blanks for these. So expression blank is 1/4 of expression blank. So you want to think which one is greater than the other. All right, so on 8 through 11, those are going to be the same as 4 and 5. You want to determine what is the same and then look at the different parts and see how it compares and tell me if it's greater than, less than, or equal to. On page 53, again, this is just that review piece. You have 8 questions today. You want to go through, make sure that you are reading each question carefully and solving it entirely. The questions that are listed A, B, C, or D only have one correct answer. So if it's multiple choice, it only has one correct answer. And make sure that you're filling in the correct answer for the open response questions as well. Once you have completed 6 through 11 on your own today for that independent practice, make sure you go to Pearson Realize and complete that assessment portion listed as 5/20/20 Quick Check. And then if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, or you can always bring any of those questions to our Zoom meeting on Thursday.